The essence of who we are equals unconditional love. Welcome to the Academy of Conscious Living, brought to you by Dr. Tom and Shelly Negelow. And experience the Kuthumi experience. Each one of these guests on the panel today have had a wonderful experience with this wise, beautiful spirit Kuthumi. Each one of them are experts in their own field, but we all need guidance along the way, and Kuthumi has given that. Come and listen to Kuthumi's wise, wise words, and on November 14th you can come and ask him direct questions yourself. Do enjoy.
Everyone, welcome to the Kuthumi Experience, the essence of who we are, unconditional love, hosted by the Academy for Conscious Living. I'm Dr. Shelly Negelow, and this is Dr. Tom Negelow. We're founders of the Academy. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about the Academy and who we are. We founded the Academy actually 35 years ago. It's a compilation of all of our work that we've been doing throughout the United States and some in Europe. And we have been doing work to support people in mastering their energy, learning and healing, how to create a life that they really love. And so this will show you, if you go to our site, academyforconsciousliving.com, it'll show you all the things that we have developed and the things that we offer to you.
Yeah, the Academy was put together for a couple of reasons. One, not only to tell people what's available through the Academy for their healing, but also to support people who want to be healers and teachers and folks who are already healers and teachers, to bring to them really the essence of energy and how it is to have a practice or learn to become a healer in a way that really supports them being dynamic and really forceful and really becoming all that they can be as a healer. So that's what the Academy is about. And again, you can go to the website and see some of the things that we offer. There's personal healing. There's Shelly's Power of Women seminar. You can read about that. She's been doing that for years and years around the country. I am a hands-on healer, and I support people in letting go of the things that get in the way of them really creating the kind of life that they really want to have, and really many other things that are there to support you individually or growing into what it is you want to accomplish in your life.
So I'd like to introduce to you today our wonderful panelists, people that we have known over a period of time that have had a direct experience with the energy that Tom will be channeling today, Ascended Master Kuthumi.
And I'll talk about that a little bit later, exactly about Kuthumi and about channeling, and we'll do a mini channeling later and have the folks here ask some questions.
So from McClure, to introduce everyone who are on our panel today, wonderful people that we've known over a period of time who have had a direct experience with the Kuthumi energy that Dr. Tom channels. So we have with us today, Carol Chapman.
Hi, Carol.
Hello, that's me. Thank you. Good to be here.
Hi, Lexi Sullivan. Sipman.
Hi, good to be here.
Hi, Lex.
Hi.
Lisa Marie Stewart.
Hi, I'm also glad to be here today.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey.
LaShonda Herring.
Hi, guys.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Good, good.
Barbara McClure.
Hello, and I am glad to be here. And hi, Tom and Shelly.
Hi.
Good to have you here, honey.
And Linus Woods Mullins.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for inviting me. Good to be here.
Hi, Linus.
Hi, Linus.
Hi.
And our wonderful Sarah Troy, who is helping us with our technical end today.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Thanks, Sarah, for being there, for doing this.
Most welcome. Most welcome.
So how about if we have you speak, Carol, a little bit about who you are, anything you want to say about the work you do and your experience with Kuthumi.
Thank you again for the invitation to do this session. This is just, I'm thrilled to be here and to be able to share this with you. I'm the founder or co-founder, as a matter of fact, of Hearts Rise Up. And Hearts Rise Up is a community of consciousness catalysts and warriors that are on a path of self-discovery, expanded awareness, and self-mastery. And we're all about bringing people together to really realize the truth of who they are so that they can realize true freedom and inhabit and focus on expanded awareness and the present moment, because that's basically what we really have, is the present moment. And to lead a heart-centered life that not only heals themselves, but helps to heal others and transforms the world around them. And so the things that I have been working on currently right now, building my signature course called the Heart Resonance Primer, which is, and I'm in the process right now, I've actually built it. I'm in the process right now, I've just launched it. So I've got my first group of students in that class. And it's really designed to help people really take a look at, it's a stepping stone to help people shift the way they care for their mind and their body, and live really focus and take a heart-centered path in their life of unconditional love, and to live the fullest, basically how they relate to others, themselves, and the world, so that they can create greater openness, connection, and trust, not only with others, but with themselves as well, to really tap into their own intuition. And my experience with Kuthumi and you, Tom, and Shelly, has been pretty profound. I interviewed Tom back, I think it was May or June, on my podcast. And the channeling that came through, I was kind of going through a difficult time right around then, really trying to pull this course together. And the things that Kuthumi had shared with me helped me realize that I really needed to get out of my head and I basically, we were going through the middle of the lockdown, the pandemic, and the guidance that came through there was that, we've got so much turmoil, and there's so much that's stacking against us, logistically, physically. And I was really struggling with, how do I pull this course together, and how do I really offer it? What's the best way of offering it to people? So it was a very clear message of doing what you do well, and just being creative, opening up to the creative possibilities and creating from a vibrational energy of unconditional love, and allow that to flow. And it just really made me think, because I started thinking, well, what purpose do I serve? What am I trying to really accomplish? And it really helped me get clear, very, very clear in what I was creating. Just get in there, take action, do the work. Yes, we've got all of this going on around us. You don't have to worry about all the things that other people are saying. Don't allow that to distract you. Just be laser focused in doing the work and creating something that's going to serve others. And that's what so it took me a few weeks, and I finally just kind of things kicked in, and it really helped me to pull that together and get it launched. And I am just so grateful for the energy that came through that channeling, even though it was for many others, basically my listeners. I got so much out of it. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for having that experience.
Great. Thanks. That's
Thank you.
great.
Hi, Lexi.
Hi. Yeah, my name is Lexi Sitman, and I am I'm a freelance graphic designer, and I started my own business in about 2004. And I've known Shelly and Tom and worked with them for, gosh, since 2004. And they've helped me, coached me along the way in creating my business. And I work for various clients creating their branding. And I guess the difference between me and other creative designers out there is I create with a sense of vibration. I can really get what the client customer needs. I can kind of read between the lines and get a connection with them and create a pretty fun working relationship with them and just really get them. So I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
And do you want to say a little bit, Lexi, about your experience with Kuthumi? Because I know you've had
Yes.
quite a bit of experience with
Yes, I've channeled off and on with Kuthumi for the same amount of time since 2004, and it's helped me in the areas of business and how to get out of my way and create a life that is on a larger and bigger scale. And I have gotten great advice and family and relationships and work, and it's been a really powerful tool, and it's been great.
Thank you so much, Lex.
Thank you.
Lisa?
Hi. I also am
Hi.
very grateful to be part of your event today. It's really important that your information reaches as many people as possible. So my background is as a doctor of physical therapy, and I've been working with Tom and Shelly now since 2013, and also have been channeling with Kuthumi for pretty much that same amount of time as well. And my work is deeply informed by the work I've done with Tom and Shelly, to where I can get deeper with the patient and really get to the issues that are keeping them from optimal health and being able to move them forward. So it's been a real important aspect of my work with other people. I've also been able to learn and use the techniques from Tom and Shelly to help people beyond that, which has been really a wonderful experience for them and for me, the people that I help. And my experience with Kuthumi is that he has provided me insights for who I really am in the world, and helps me move past roadblocks that I tend to throw up for myself, and for me to help see what those roadblocks are and a clear path around them. So it's been extremely valuable, and I'm greatly appreciative of Tom's abilities for being able to provide that. So thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. That's wonderful. LaShonda?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about being here. The service that you guys provide is so valuable, and I call it a service because I think when Tom goes into channeling, he is providing a service. You know, he's opening a door and a conduit to bring in what I call that internal that information that's universal, that's for everyone. So it is a big service. So I want to say thank you to you both for being of service to us and the many other people that you serve. It really is an honor to be a part of this, to be in your presence, and especially in Kuthumi's presence when he graces us. My name is LaShonda Herring. I am the founder of the H Zone, and entrepreneurs hire me to make more money in their business. What I find is that they feel really overwhelmed, and there's so many pieces to put together. So what I help them do is really find their uniqueness, stand out, and get the clients they absolutely love. So they build their joy and not another job. That's really, really important. And it goes in line with what Kuthumi has shared with me. I've done many interviews with Kuthumi, and it really is about us living to our fullest. Kuthumi has shared the wisdom of how do we walk every single day, no matter what we do, no matter what the situation is, no matter what the circumstance is. He gives us the guide to be who we are, and gives us the freedom and permission, because unfortunately we don't need it, but we really do need permission. So Kuthumi, when you have that conversation with Kuthumi, he gives you the permission to be who you are and tells you who you are, and how to show up in this world to be your most amazingness that most of us forget that we are. So spending that time with Kuthumi has really helped enhance that in me, and has allowed me to be able to share that with my clients as well, to help them be the best that they can be. So I'm internally grateful for you guys of being of service. So thank you.
Thank you, LaShonda, so much.
I'm Barbara McClure, and I'm the science person, I guess, behind this, but I'm a registered nurse, and I own a Defined Image medical wellness center. So I think that my whole purpose has always been to give women the best ways to help themselves inside and out, as far as looking and feeling well. We talk about everything from how we can have better nutrition, how we can be healthier, how we can treat ourselves as our hormones change along the way, and then the whole spirit. So I have a real passion for helping women feel whole about themselves, and loving who they are, and realizing that every woman is beautiful in her unique way. She doesn't have to be according to what the masses say out there. She's beautiful in herself. And one of the things that I think I learned when I was channeling with Kuthumi, and I have known Shelly and Tom now for about 10 years probably. And one of those wonderful things that Kuthumi, when we were channeling, always helped me realize that we are a gift, and we have gifts to offer to people. And when we withhold our gift, we really are doing others a disservice. And I used to be very, very shy about that and feel like I shouldn't speak out. And now I really have no problem with that. I may be a little bit shy and introverted at times, but I don't have a problem expressing the gifts that I have for people that I can and do for them. And I owe that a lot. I feel like in that time I have grown, and Kuthumi has helped me be clearer in my thinking with my business, because sometimes I get in my head so much and think along the corporate lines or whatever that people get in their heads about. And he has helped me clarify that I'm really the one that has that choice to create what I want to create. And that has been a real blessing to me as well. Thank you.
That's great. Thanks, Barbara.
Linus.
Hi, my name is Linus Woods Mullins, and I am a holistic living and wellness expert for women over 40. And I help women to be well in their mind, body, and spirit through holistic practices, fitness, spiritual renewal, and nutrition. And I do it all online, and I've been in business for about 12 years. I first met Dr. Shelly when she reached out to me via social media about a year ago or so. And since that time, I've worked with her to create a couple of online events and courses. And I have had the pleasure of interviewing Kuthumi a few times. And the thing that has always struck me is the universal language that he speaks in, where anyone can understand. And the fact that he has the ability to see the overall forest and not just the trees. We as human beings sometimes can get limited in terms of our viewpoint, and he has the ability to see above that. And he has impacted many, many lives as everyone has heard. But I think in particular, there's still so much more that he can do. And I'm hoping that this event will open things up for individuals to be able to experience his wisdom, his collective wisdom, and also be able to experience the impact it can have when it comes to changing your overall life. So thank you very much for allowing me to be here today.
So glad to have you. Sarah, dear.
My experience with Kuthumi has been through interviewing before I had a personal session with him. And it started off with interviewing you, Shelly, with Linus, because Linus introduced us. And I think now collectively between you two, I've at least done 6 shows. And each time Kuthumi has come out, and, I look at Kuthumi as common sense. When we get into our head, when we get to a crossroads, we think, are we doing right? Like with me, it's like, am I having any impact with what I'm doing? I love what I'm doing. I love the people I get to meet. And I've virtually interviewed all of you up there. Got a couple missing. We've got to set up a time. And I know the impact that these people have had on my lives, but it's always like you don't know how the impact is having on others. And, Kuthumi put me at ease. No, you're on the right path. You're doing the right thing. It's having the right impact. I may not know it firsthand, but the ripple effect is happening out there. And we're always looking for that kind of assurance. We're doing the right thing, that we are having a right impact. But every show that we do, and Kuthumi comes out, I love first the facial expression. The head nods, it's wonderful. The facial expression comes out and he has a real expression of himself, and it's Kuthumi. But it's the common sense that he brings about, the clarity, the simplicity. He can make in a statement where it can just completely put you, all that kerfuffle, all that stuff that's going on in there, in one statement. You can go, yes, of course, it's simple. But we don't look at simple. We're human beings. We like to complicate everything. And Kuthumi comes in with a statement that just levels it and goes, okay, really, that's what it's about. That's what we need to address. This is the action that we need to take. And it's so very clear. And it's kind of like having a best friend, kind of, going, really? Look, come on now. I'm giving you some common sense and some wisdom that can help you forward. And I have to say, the one show that is dear to me is the one we did on relationships with you two. And the two of you, I've said this on many other shows, the way you were snuggled together after, 49 years of marriage, both of you doing your own thing, the way you respect each other, the way you each bring your own individual gift, but you collaborate to make it a whole, like the Academy. And it's the love that you have for each other, the respect you have for each other, and Kuthumi, with what he's also done in your life, is very, very evident. So you are not doing this, you are being this. The three of you, Tom, Shelly, and Kuthumi, you're a team. You're the 3 musketeers, and you bring a lot of joy to us. And so I invite people, selfdiscoverymedia.com, to go and listen to the shows that we have done. All you have to put is Tom and Shelly Negelow, and all of them will come up. And as well as I said, some of the wonderful people. Linus was a host on my a network for quite a long time. Beautiful amount of shows there as well. It's an honor to interview people and share their stories. It's an honor and an inspiration that begets an invitation for the people that share their knowledge, that uplifts us, that guides us, that show us that we can be more. We're always second guessing ourselves. We're always in our head. We're always worried about, are we having an impact? Are we enough? And it's really good to have that reassurance from someone just simply saying, yes, you are, continue on. So thank you, the 3 of you.
Thank you, Jim.
Well, it's time now for Tom to speak a little bit to our audience about what channeling is, and then we're going to have Ascended Master Kuthumi come in.
All right, I'm just going to shift this. So okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Tom Negelow, and I am a trance channel, as everyone has been talking about. Now, a trance channel is somebody who goes into a deep meditative trance, which is what I do. I have no recollection of what I'm saying as I'm channeling. I have no recollection of the questions that people are asking me. So I'm entirely out of it. And as the energy comes through, I just speak through that energy. Just very briefly how this got started more than 35 years ago. I'm also a healer. I do very specific, deep type of body work that supports people in letting go of the things that make them crazy in their lives, the things that they want to get rid of so they can really start to experience a life that's very different and much more open and free than what they have been experiencing before. I also started that work more than 35 years ago, and it was while I was working with Shelly that at the end of beginning to learn this, we would compare notes and she would ask questions. And during one of those questions that she was asking, I went into a state of channeling. Never done it before, didn't study to do it, didn't read a book about it. I had seen a channel a couple of times perhaps and wasn't really, quite frankly, that impressed. My lacking perhaps. But I just found myself channeling. And I was conscious at the time, so I knew that there was something going on that was different than what I had experienced before. And as I came out of that channeling, Shelly said, I think you're channeling. And I said, I don't think so. I think it was, I don't know what it was. But it was very different because when you ask somebody a question, they think of an answer. You think of an answer. And then generally what comes out of your mouth is that answer. Well, this is not what happened with the channeling. Something very different came out and not the things that I had been thinking to say. So that was my very first experience of that. And then I said, well, if this is real, then it'll have some effect on people. People will get value out of it. And as long as that's happening, I'll keep channeling. And so that's what's been happening again for the past 35 years. My experience of channeling is very simply, if you take energy and you put it between here and here, let's say you can do that. What as human beings do is we take a piece of that energy to be who we are, to live our lives, to have an existence. What channeling is it takes a different piece or a different frequency, if you will, of that universal energy. And as I've been able to move myself out and trance, then that energy is what comes through. And I speak from that energy. In the instance of Kuthumi, that energy is the energy of Saint Francis of Assisi, Pythagoras, the Greek philosopher and mathematician, and the Shah Jahan. The Shah Jahan is the Indian ruler who built the Taj Mahal. And the commonality of those three energies is Kuthumi talks about it as unconditional love. In fact, he has said that I'm the voice of unconditional love, and I've taken that on. So in channeling, very simply, it's using different energy of the universe to speak from. And just like us human beings use the energy we are and speak the way we do, what's different is that energy will have a different experience of the world, of the universe, and will speak from that different energy. And that's very simply what channeling is. A lot of people already have some sort of experience of perhaps knowing something when they don't think they should have, intuition, things like that are all different ways to use energy, and that's basically what channeling is. What else?
Today.
What? Shelly is the disembodied voice.
I'm going to pop back in.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, everybody. So today, Tom will be going into meditative trance in just a moment. He'll be doing a mini channeling. And our wonderful panelists will each have an opportunity to ask a question of Kuthumi, and Kuthumi will give us some specific information back. And so it's all yours.
Okay. Again, Kuthumi will speak for a period of time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then he will tell you guys when to ask the questions and just go right ahead and ask so that all of you know Good channeling does not tell you what to do, unless it's something about your healing. He might say specifically to do this or do that, but in general, he won't tell you, yeah, move to Texas and marry that person. There's no future predicting in the channeling, at least that I do. And so it's very centered on what you need, what you want, and specific to whatever questions that it is you ask. So, okay. So I'm going to take a minute and go into trance, and Kuthumi will come through. You'll see my face change some, and the voice will change, and Kuthumi will speak about whatever it is he speaks about. So I will see you all later. Well, now, good day to you, my dears. And how are you on such a fine day that this is?
We're doing quite well today, Kuthumi.
Very good, very good. And so, let us speak about the awareness of what is about you, because you must become aware of what is about you in order to create within it, you see. In order to create with what is about you, in order to take the energy of that which is about you and use it in your life to expand and to heal, you see. So first, what is healing? It is the word that is thrown about a lot, is it not? There is three types of healing. There is the physical healing, very good. There is the emotional healing, the thinking healing, the healing of things that in your thinking keep you from, you think, getting what you want, the illusions that you have. There's that healing. And there's also the healing of the spirit, you see. Some think that this is the most difficult thing to get to, but perhaps it is not, and we shall explain. First, of course, there's the importance of physical healing. The body must be in a place that can carry the energy of the essence and vibration of unconditional love that it is you are. That is the first thing that is important for you to become. Now, there is the physical healing of the body, you see, and what occurs in this way. What occurs in this way is not only the releasing perhaps of pain, but more importantly, the aligning of the physical body with the energy that is the universe. Even sometimes in people who have difficulty in their structure, there can still be an alignment with the energy of the universe, a physical alignment, you see. An accepting of the body, an accepting of how the body is, and working with that framework and working with that structure, you see. However, this is accomplished. And most importantly, in the accomplishing of this, is the letting go of the physical things that are in the way of you having this balance. Now, that does not mean that everything in your body gets healed all at once. It means that no matter what is occurring with the structure of your body, your job is to become as clear as possible in harmonizing with the energy of the universe, you see. Releasing the physical things of the body that interfere with that. The second of the healing can sometimes seem the most difficult, because now we are dealing with the healing of the emotions, you see. Now, human beings have emotions. That is the way it is going to be. So, it is not a matter of letting go of the emotions you do not like. You will always have a thought or a thinking or an emotion that is not pleasant to you, perhaps, or what they say drags you down. This is always part of the human experience. However, it does not mean that you have to succumb to this emotion or this thinking or this illusion, you see. Because all of these things, these emotions, these illusions, these thinkings are part of the vibration of who you are. Some people, you say, might be experiencing more sensitivity to these emotions. Some people will try to block them and say, no, I will not think that. The more you say you will not think it, the more you will think it, or hide it in some way, which is the same thing. Either way, you are still the effect of it, you see. And so, in healing the emotions, healing the thinking, healing the illusions, what it is to do is look at them, accept them, you see, and then look at how are you going to create with it. The problem with sensitivity is not being sensitive. The problem with sensitivity simply is, how are you going to use the sensitivity to create what you want? You see? How is it you're going to use perhaps the anger that you have to create what you want? Perhaps there is some sadness. Very good, it happens. How are you going to use this? You are in great joy and dancing about. Very good, it's nice to be happy, but more importantly, how are you going to use it in your life to create what you want for yourself and to support others in creating for themselves what is so for them as well, you see. Because you are the gift in humanity. You are the one who says, I will use it in this way. Here's what I am building with all of this experience, you see. Because all of this experience is contained within the vibration of who you are. Who you are, you see, is all of these things together. When you are happy, you are being who you are. When you are sad, you are being who you are. When you're angry, you are being who you are. You see, and all of it together, you must look and say, what am I building with this? And when you begin the building of it, that is when the third healing comes into place. The healing of spirit. What is spirit? Spirit, very simply, is the true vibrational, physical, emotional experience of the vibration of unconditional love that it is you are in the universe. Not the unconditional love or the ephemeral feeling of love that you have from time to time as a human being. This is very good, but not the vibration of which we are speaking. Unconditional love is universal energy expressed through the human experience. Unconditional love is what you are building with, you see. It is even more than the foundation, it is the ground underneath the foundation. Unconditional love is that ground upon which you build the essence of who you are and the passion that it takes to bring that into the world, you see. So this is the self. This is all contained within the vibration of universal energy. God's love, if you wish to think of it as this. So unconditional love is the essence of everything. Unconditional love is your connection to the vibration of universal energy. And by this, we mean all the vibration energy in the universe. That's quite a bit, is it not? And so in this experience, now you have a place to truly heal. Heal the body in bringing the body into action. Healing the emotion. Allowing the emotion to be and using it to be in the world. And healing the vibration of self. Healing the spirit, you see. And when you have accomplished this, well, the only thing next to do is go to someone else and support him or her in it as well. Very good. So, upon the questions in this time.
Carol, would you like to ask Kuthumi a question?
Yes, I would love to ask Kuthumi a question. Kuthumi, in a world of unconditional love, we all have unconditional, that vibrational energy of unconditional love within us. But sometimes it appears as though it's asleep in so many people. How do people truly tap into that and align themselves with that vibrational energy that is within them of unconditional love?
Yes, very good. Yes, it is so that all people experience at a level unconditional love as a vibrational essence of who they are. This is so. The sleeping that you are talking about is the allowing of the body or the thinking to get in the way and assuming that it is the proper or right thing to do or say. In order to truly experience unconditional love, bring it into the world and wake yourself up, is to allow yourself the wonderful experience of not knowing. You see, what does not knowing do? It is not a confusing thing. There's a difference between not knowing and confusion. Confusion is looking about, trying to grab something and make something out of it. Not knowing is the giving up to the energy of unconditional love that you are. Giving into it, allowing it to be, you see. And the only thing that unconditional love does, it is a driving force to be in the world and spread it about. So the action is to go to the self and others and say, wake up and let's discover what it is to bring our unconditional love into the world, how to bring it to others. And then what are we going to build with this together? You see, unconditional love, the self, the vibration of who you are, God's love, all of this can only be experienced when you're in action with someone else.
Thank
Lexi,
you.
dear, would you like to say something? Do you have a question?
Sure. With what's going on in the world, like with the coronavirus, that's affected a lot of businesses. And my question is, how can we reinvent ourselves? Because, you know, some people's businesses have dropped off. What can we do to move past the fear and not buy into what's going on in the media and all that kind of stuff? Kind of coming into that right now, and how can we move past that fear?
Yes, very good. Well, first of all, let us speak of this media thing. What is the purpose of the media? To sell you something. Ultimately, yes. And so, let us put this media thing aside because it is not important. What is important is the experience that you had before this thing came about. You see? What has changed? The thing has not changed anything. Perhaps it has changed, perhaps some logisticalness, how you move about in all of this. But things before this became a problem, you still have who you are. You were not changed by this thing. You see? Some of the actions you have changed, but the essence of who you are has not changed. The virus cannot change this. You see? It is merely the ephemeral. So instead of looking at the outside and what can be done, look at the inside and what can be done. Now, are there some perhaps things that get in the way of moving about? Yes, for now they will be, but it is the time now to get clear about who you are and how it is you wish to go about changing what you do perhaps, or doing more of what you do perhaps, or how to get to other people, all of this in the business world. And so thinking that something has changed in you because of this is allowing yourself to accept what is being said. What is being said is only said to manipulate you, and it can only have effect if you say so. See. So do not pay attention to what other people say, unless, of course, it is important for your health, and there is some of this as well to be aware of. And do what is necessary to stay healthy. That is good. But do not mistake this as having to change who you are inside and what it is you want to create and how you are going to go about creating it, because that has not changed. Who you are has not changed. The vibration of unconditional love within you has not changed. Rely on these things and you will get what it is you want and need.
Lisa, dear, you have a question?
Yes, I do. Hello, Kuthumi.
Yes, my dear.
You spoke about clearing in order to get in connection with the unconditional love that's available through universal energy. And my question is a general one of how would you recommend people achieve this clearing? There are many people who offer different methods to do so. How would someone determine when they are actually using a method or being taught a method that is of value to them to achieve this clearing?
Yes, very good. Ultimately, the signal that you are doing something that is correct, that you are doing something that is valuable and has valuable effect in your life, is just very that when you take it into the world, when you take it into your own life and create from it, or take it into the lives of others as you are creating with it, notice the effect that it is having with yourself. Are you becoming more creative? Are you becoming more clear about who you are and what it is you want? In your interaction in the world, are others around you also healing as well from this? Because if you are, then it is an indication that you are using whatever it is you may have learned or done or seen, that you are using it in a way that is beneficial. The only way you know if something is working is you cannot sit on your chair and read a book or watch a program or whatever it may be and know that it is working. You can say, well, I feel better, but unfortunately, the human thinking and the emotions and the programming of the human being can be false in this matter. You may feel much better, but feeling better is not enough. You must go into the world and test your better. And indeed, if in testing it you find that there is value and growth from yourself and others, then you are doing the right thing. If not, then go back and say, okay, that didn't work. And do not blame the self and say, good, what have we learned from this? And what are we going to do next? And in doing these things, you will eventually come to the things, the feelings, the ideas, the work that is necessary to become clear and in connection with unconditional love again. But you must depend on that who you are is unconditional love. And know this in each moment of your doing.
Thank you, Kuthumi.
LaShonda, please ask your question.
Sure. Kuthumi, you know, I'm piggybacking a little bit on what Lexia talks about of the climate, and people are feeling that they don't have enough money or they're losing their job. So financially, they're feeling pretty stressed out. How do they deal with that thinking? How, you know, piggybacking on Lisa said, how do they clear up that so that they can support their families?
Yes, very good. Your financial dealings, your financial freedom, you have perhaps those people who are having these problems have depended on someone else in their thinking to pay them money for what they do. The truth is, although someone else is paying you money, it is your creativity that has brought you to them and them to you. So it's not something that somebody is giving you. The job, the money is something you have created, you see. So now that this is changed or perhaps gone away or lessened in some manner, what are you going to create next? Well, you created this. And do not depend on somebody else to give you a creation. Although that is the illusion, and that is why people who are in this situation get very confused, and it seems perhaps hopeless. Then go back to creating, you see. Go back to the family and the children and the wife and the parents and the brothers and all of this. And say, okay, I'm in this place. Help me to create now. You see? So now it is time for me to create something else. You created that, it means you create. Human beings are creating machines. But you must get unstuck from the pattern of creating you have had before and have a new pattern, something different perhaps, or even something the same that you can create by yourself on your own with others, you see. And so in this way, no matter how it is you start, it is okay to start, as we have said, from not knowing. I don't know what to do. Good place to start. Let's take a look. And go to those who can support you and understand and speak, you see? And in this way, you are beginning to see that you created it all along. Although somebody may have paid you something, you created it so for them to pay you. But it is your creation, you see. And when you do not forget who is responsible, then you will begin to create again.
Barbara, dear.
Yes. I am probably thinking along the lines of the others, or maybe we're all thinking about them because of the world today. But the world is, in my mind, it's very full of anxiety and anger, and it's pervasive. And those of us that are sensitive and healers and creators, how do we pass that to others to help with this? Is there a way that we as individuals can do anything to help calm the world?
Yes, very good. If you notice on your listening to things and news and whatever it may be you listen to, what you hear is, I am not responsible, somebody else is, for the most part. Even those who say, oh, I'm responsible, I did this, and I'm going to do more. Not really. In order to help others, they must come to an experience of responsibility. Now, did they make the virus come to this place or around the world? No, they did not. But there is still a responsibility in becoming clear about the self so that you can respond responsibly rather than react irresponsibly. And when you support others in knowing that they are responsible for themselves in this matter, that being angry or confused or doubtful or sad or anxiety, whatever, but makes no difference. Not help anything. Being responsible for the self. What are you going to create? How are you going to be now? Who are you going to help? What are you going to say to your children? What are you going to say to the family members about being responsible? Because from responsibility comes creating. You cannot create if you are not responsible. And when you look at others as the fault or the reason, then you cannot create for the self. You see, that does not mean that somebody else has not done something. Certainly they have. But you cannot create when you are blaming them. You can look at them and say, oh, I understand this. I may not like it, but in the world it is understandable, and you can still be responsible for the self. And as we have said, your response to it. And then from that response of clarity, then create what you want. And from that, peace, calm, and tranquility will prevail.
Thank you.
Linus.
Hi, Kuthumi. Because of all the sheltering in place that's been going on at different times around the world, people have experienced some difficulties in relationships just because of sharing the same space for such an extended amount of time, even with family members who you think you know well. What are some of the coping mechanisms that you suggest we all use as we go further into this journey and the pandemic and the possibility of not being out and about as much and spending more time at home with our loved ones?
Yes, most so. Well, in a relationship in general, what is most important is speaking. However, not just talking, not just yakking, but speaking the truth, speaking about what is so. And most importantly, and we will say for men, speaking the experience, the vibration, speaking of the feelings that one is having. But this, again, is important for both parties, you see. Talking about the frustration, talking about what is the feeling in the body, talking about what is getting in the way of having peace, you see. You can very simply sit down with somebody who you are perhaps having stress with because you are home a bunch and say, okay, so here's the situation, we are home. And always there are things that get in the way of our being with each other and us experiencing each other. So let's first of all start with that we love each other. That is the most important thing. Now, how is it that we wish to have our lives together like this? What can we do to create peace? Most importantly, and the resolution to all conflict in this area, is what are we creating together? You see? What is it we are doing that is more important than the relationship? Using the love of the relationship, using the vibration of the relationship, coming together as the two people to create a third vibration, a third energy that is itself a creative mechanism. You create what you do, the other person creates what they do. Now what are you going to create together? because now you are focusing not on the problems you have, but on what it is you are creating together that is more important than the problems, you see. And in this way, very simply, you will find harmony in this.
Sarah, would you like to ask your question?
Yes, most certainly. I have hypersensitivity, which means as an empath, I'm very sensitive to what's going on out there. I think many empaths not only feel it emotionally, but feel it physically. And we can really literally feel the vibration and the shake of the planet and what's going on. How does one control that hypersensitivity? How do we balance it and bring it back to an equilibrium that we can cope with without taking everything on that's around us?
Yes, very good. First of all, the equilibrium that you are talking about, or let us first say about control. You cannot control it. There is no controlling of your sensitivity.
Hmm.
What you can do is become much more aware of the sensitivity, and then become aware and create how are you going to focus the sensitivity. As we have said before, the problem itself is not sensitivity. The problem is how to use it in the world to create, you see. And so doing this, you will see that you will be taking on, as you said, less of the damage perhaps that this high vibrational state can bring to you. So also know that in the being of sensitive, in the body, how it is for you to move it through your body. You see, bring it through and let it go. Let it in, let it out. Using the awareness that you have gotten from being sensitivity to help someone or to create. Creating in the world, as you do, creating in the world moves the energy out. You have no choice but to bring it in. You are sensitive. That's just the way it is for you. Be happy in it. However, so that it does not do physical damage to the body, emotional damage, or even spiritual damage, move it through and let it out. You let it out by using it to create. So creating even deeper, getting to as many people as you possibly can, speaking about it as often as you can, creating in the world, whatever it is you choose. That's how you bring it out into the world, and as we have said, move it through. Experience it, move it through the body, and out into the world with creating.
Thank you.
Kuthumi, is there something else you would like to say to everyone today to complete for our conversation?
Very good. Well, for everyone who is listening, two things are most important in life. The experience of unconditional love you already are. We say this because now it is not something you have to go searching for. You are already unconditional love. And when you combine this experience with being in the world and being responsible for your love, peace, harmony, joy, and oneness will come of this. Very good. And so, my dears, until the next of our coming, peace to you in this time. Hi.
Well, everyone, I'm coming back on the screen. Those questions were so outstanding. Each one of them was fabulous. And I loved what Kuthumi said to each of you. So we want to thank our audience today, everyone who's been watching this wonderful event. to know where to reach everyone. There are going to be specific banners that will have each person's individual place to be contacted, their website or email address if they don't have a specific website. So you'll be able to get their information directly. And also, if you would like more information for Academy for Conscious Living, please go to www.academyforconsciousliving.com. Also, we are going to be having a Facebook Live event on Academy for Conscious Living on the Facebook page. And so please join us there.
Okay.
And also the Voice of Unconditional Love. And that will be the Voice of Unconditional Love Facebook page and also the Voice of Unconditional Love group.
The date of the live event?
The date of the live event is November the 15th, and that's 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 o'clock p.m., and that is Eastern Standard Time. So thank you again for joining us. It was such a pleasure to be with all of you wonderful panelists, and we look forward to having another event with all of you.
Thank you.
Thanks again, guys. Appreciate it. Enjoy your day.
Bye.